Welcome back, guys. Morning. Today's the next day after back day. Today we have shoulders. Man, I'm just happy that I was able to get some sleep last night, That's it. I wasn't able to hit my macros, actually, that's so you guys know, because right now I'm on a lean bulk. I'm at around 4,000 calories a day. I wasn't able to hit my macros last night. That's the only thing. I wasn't able to hit my macros, but I did get a decent amount of sleep. I wasn't able to get enough carbs, so I do feel my muscles just a little bit flat. But yeah, man, today we're gonna go hit shoulders. I just feel so much better. Yesterday's workout I was dreading. If you guys saw yesterday's video, man, I was just dreading. I somehow just dragged myself through the whole workout. Somehow I just dragged myself. There's gonna be days, man. There's gonna be days where you feel like shit, You go to train and you don't want to do it. You just, I don't want to be there, but just go through it, man. Somehow just go through it. Just drag yourself, But yeah, today we're gonna go ahead and hit shoulders. I'm excited. I notice my favorite muscle groups when it comes to training, it's actually shoulders. It's shoulders, then it's legs, then it's chest, then arms, forearms, then last is back. I don't know why, I just don't like training back as much. At least not anymore. Before, back used to be my favorite muscle group, but right now I don't know, man. It's just kind of not there, So that's why I was also feeling a little bit less demotivated, especially when it comes to back day. I just feel a little less demotivated. But anyways, nonetheless, today we got shoulders. I'm gonna have to train a lot of my weak points. My goal for this recent bulk is to definitely come up with my calves need to be bigger, my arms need to be a lot bigger, my forearms, and my freaking shoulders. When you look at my shoulders, I want people to look at me and be like, yeah, he's on cycle. Because when you're on a cycle, like a steroid cycle, the first thing that pops up is your shoulders. You get the capped out shoulders, right? For me, I want my shoulders to look like that. So I'm gonna have to be very, very consistent with my shoulder training. And also on top of that, the side delts. I've been skipping a lot of side delt work. I'm gonna need to hit side delts a lot. But yeah, let's go to the gym and let's just start training, man. Let's start training. Alright guys, so today we got shoulders. I am on a low carb day today, in case you guys don't know. Yesterday was a back day. I had a shitty back workout. Did not go as planned. So that's why I ended up intaking lower carbs yesterday, but my proteins were high and my fat content was high. Keeping that in mind, since I had a low carb day, the pump is not as best. But today I'm gonna go ahead and carb up when I'm having my meal. And keeping that in mind, I kind of did okay to this session. I would rate it like a 7 out of 10, not the best, but okay. I started off the workout today with singles. The only reason why I did heavy singles on the overhead press today is because last week on my overhead press, I did actually a PR, which was 200 pounds for close grips, close grip 2 reps, and I was never able to do that before. That's how I knew that I'm getting stronger on my overhead pressing. And that's why this week, I just did heavy singles. I just focused on heavy singles, proper form, proper technique. I didn't really have a lot of energy in my tank since, again, low carbs, but at the same time, I just kept it moderate today, just simple. I wanted to officially push 200 pounds on the overhead, but I noticed that when I was pressing the 195, it's good that I only stuck to 195. It's good that I didn't go 200, And again, last week I did a rep PR with 200 pounds on the close grip. So I'm kind of happy with that, but yeah. Also this week, for another PR, I did the weighted dip PR, and I'm so happy, man. So far it's going good. Anyways, right after I was doing the heavy singles, this is the first thing that I'm trying something new. It's the behind the neck press. The behind the neck shoulder press. One of you guys actually in the comment section told me to try the behind the neck shoulder press, and I was like, okay, why don't I just give it a shot? Why don't I try it? So I told myself, let me try it out. I was just kind of concerned because of my shoulders, but then I was like, I have the flexibility, and I was just able to rep it out. I ended up doing 135 for 3 sets of 5 reps. I didn't really go super heavy. I didn't really go close to failure. I just kept it right in between. I was able to do like 6. If anything, I would be able to do like 6.5 reps. I just kept it at 5 reps, you know. And keeping that in mind, the behind the neck press is another new lift that I'm going to start adding to my routine actually, and I want to see what benefits it can do for my shoulders in terms of growth. Behind the neck pressing is definitely going to blow up my main shoulder press that I am focusing on. So that's why I think on my heavy days, I'm going to try out the heavy singles or heavy doubles, triples, whatever I have for my standard competition close grip overhead pressing, and I'm going to supplement that with my behind the neck press. I want to see what it does, alright? I just want to see what it does. I'm going to give it a try for a couple months, like 3 to 6 months-ish. And again, I just want to see what it does to me. Right after doing the overhead pressing, that's when I started supersetting everything. I started doing dumbbell shoulder press, and you're going to see again, guys, when I'm doing my dumbbell shoulder presses, you guys are going to see that I'm making sure that the dumbbell touches my shoulders, right? I'm doing the full range of motion the best way possibly can. Again, a lot of people do it at 90 degrees on the dumbbell pressing. I don't get it why you do that. I really don't get why a lot of gym bros do that, you know, like, just do the whole freaking range of motion, bro. Just do the whole thing, you know, why are you half-assing, you know? Anyways, I supersetted the dumbbell pressing with face pulls. You guys will notice when I'm doing my face pulls, I had the straps and I had it on my wrist, and I was just using my wrist and my elbows to like pull it, right? Because I didn't want to compensate or have my biceps take over when I'm doing shoulder face pulls. Oftentimes, a lot of people, when they do their face pulls, you notice, again, they pull with their biceps. You know, why are you doing face pulls by pulling with your bicep? You want to use your rear delts, you know, and if you want to use your rear delts, you got to eliminate the bicep muscle. You know, it's just like the rows. If you want to do rows, don't row and use your biceps. Row, lead with the elbows, use your back muscles. You guys need to really get this down when you're doing any type of row, any type of back movements, face pull, any type of pulling movements. You guys need to understand how to execute the proper rep instead of just freaking repping it out, you know. For me, like mind to muscle connection, dropping the ego, dropping the weight, high reps, that's it. And once I mastered it, then I can go heavier, you know. I've always kept it like that. Also, guys, you're gonna notice that in between my upper body days, I tend to mix up lower body lifts. Today I added the hamstring curls, and man, I did high reps on the hamstring curl machine and I was crying. I was really crying. Like I felt like I was gonna cry a river, because the hamstring curl machine, man, it just burns. The hamstring curl machine just freaking burns. It hurts so much, and I'm going to absolute burn, like failure, you know. That's what I'm going to. I'm really taking it to that level. Especially when I'm doing my hamstring curls, I'm taking it to that level. Whether you guys know it or not, I'm freaking going there. And the reason why I add lower body lift even on my upper body days is because I still wanna like focus on having proper leg development, but also at the same time I target my weak muscle groups that are not as developed. Even if they are strong, they're not as developed. Like my calves, I need to hit calves a lot. Tomorrow when I'm doing arms, you guys are gonna see me hit calves, you know. And the next day when I have legs, you guys are gonna see me hit legs. But again, you guys are also gonna see me hit calves. You know, I have like calves 3 days, 4 days in a row. And on top of that, keeping that in mind, another weak muscle group that I have is my triceps. You know, I want my triceps to look like freaking, like there's a picture on the internet. I don't know if that was Lee Priest or which bodybuilder. He was like flexing like that with Tom Platz, I think, and his triceps were looking massive. I want my triceps to look like that, you know. So today for my tricep lift, for my tricep movement, what I did was the reverse tricep extension. You guys are gonna see I use a straight bar right here. Reverse grip, boom, 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 high reps with a slight, like kind of slight pause if you want to call it. The reason why I'm doing higher rep range on my triceps, because guys, I was doing heavy on my triceps, like I was doing really heavy weights on my triceps, like freaking 6 to 8 reps, like really heavy. And I noticed just because the plane on top, just because I was going so heavy on my triceps and I'm going heavy on my pressing lifts, my elbows were getting beat up. and I didn't want my elbows to get fully wrecked. So I told myself, okay, for my triceps, I'm not gonna do heavy anymore, unfortunately. I'm gonna do things that are gonna require me to do like 15 reps, 16 reps, 12 reps. But whenever I do it, I'm gonna do it with like a pause. Like if I'm extending, pause, extension, pause, like, you know, full execution, perfect reps, pause reps. That's how I'm gonna do it. So today for triceps, again, I did the reverse tricep extension. A lot of people might not have the wrist mobility right here when you're doing the reverse grip. I think if you don't have it, that doesn't mean you should neglect it. That just means that's another opportunity for you to grow and become stronger and become more. So why don't you guys take the step and, you know, give it a shot. If you have wrist mobility that's being an issue and you're not able to do it, stretch. Do enough stretches, you know, do a quality amount of stretches so that way you can open up those joints and you can execute certain lifts. I understand a lot of you guys might have an issue, might have problems, might have wrist pain. Hey, we all have that, you know, but that should not be an excuse for you to not just do the lift. You know, if you can do ass to grass squats, that doesn't mean you shouldn't squat. That just means you need to squat more, practice it more, open up your hips more, work on your weak points, surrounding muscles, and eventually you're gonna be ass to grass squatting, you know. I don't wanna have you guys give an excuse saying, oh, my mobility and everything. Like, practice, man, do everything. You know, if you wanna grow, it's tough. And again, guys, we're natty lifters. Our muscle development compared to like people who are taking steroids is so different, you know. It's so different. Somebody who's taking steroids can go every single day. There's a guy in my gym who's actually on a cycle right now, and he was asking me if I was on a cycle, and I was like, no, I'm not. And he was like, he gave me a compliment. He's like, bro, you're big, you're really big, and you're strong. But I told him that I'm not on a cycle. I don't need to be on a cycle to be big and strong. You know, all I need is proper programming, sleeping, eating, and just training. You know, and I was asking him what was his stack. He was telling me he was on SARMs and he was taking all of this stuff. But he just looks like, yeah, I understand you're on a cycle, but you kind of look average. He kind of looks like me in a way. Like, you took all of that to look like me, and I'm a natty lifter. You know, so that's why I was thinking to myself. Again, I'm not trying to shit on people who's on a cycle, but if you're on a cycle, man, you better be the best you can possibly become, you know? If I was ever to jump on steroids and be on a cycle, no, at that point, I'm gonna try to be the best. Because if I have all of that working for me, like all the steroids, all the hormones, the only thing that's gonna stop me right now is me not putting in enough effort, you know? I want you guys to train really hard. Don't give any excuses. Train really hard. Be the best that you possibly can be, whether you're natty or enhanced. Train really hard. With that being said, I'll see you guys all in my next video, man. You know, I'll see you guys all tomorrow. I'm excited. Just eat, sleep, train, mind my business, and expand my knowledge. Train hard, guys. Train really freaking hard. Alright?